Namaskaram. It's a morning. It's Ekadashi and Guru Purnima is fast approaching. The reason why I'm making a video is, although I don't have any issues with what is going on in the world, how people think, behave, but one of the pretty funny thing is most of the people are so deeply invested in something that they are still unaware that they are trapped. They're trapped. Towards the end of the life, when they will lose fuel their energies, general perception is people would think in the life is slowly fading away, and then they feel the futility of life. But since we are living in the digital age, most of the people are so much preoccupied and pre-engaged that they are even not aware of that. They are not aware of their life is fleeting away. It's a very terrible thing actually, because the death proceeding as well as the funeral is supposed to wake up people that we can be next. And of course, we are also on the next list. We're on the list of the death list. It may happen next moment, it can happen tomorrow, it can happen next month, it may happen next year, next decade, we do not know, but it's going to happen, certainly happen. And this is a need, this is the necessary technology, you can say, the funeral or the certain kind of processes that actually takes place after a certain person dies. But the way the digital age, the information, the bombarding of the information is actually engaging that the young people they get exposed to things they should not be exposed, because like their body is still growing up, their mind does not know the difference between whether it is necessary or not. And same way, the elderly people whom they should be using their experience, life experiences and understanding to actually create the foundation for young people. But it is certainly lacking. It is certainly lacking because older people, they are also completely unaware that they are going to die. They are just like, bored. It is actually sad that we are in the never-ending cycle that, the life we're living at the moment is only the basis for entertainment and entertainment alone. So we have become like so much insensitive to life. Why I'm going through this is because if a spiritual process is being offered to the people, I completely understand people. Some people might think that, oh, you're doing meditation because something bad has happened in your life. That is a general perception of most of the people. Some people might have different agendas, why, all this kind of stuff. But if we all want to, let's say, ask people to meditate, because we have to understand that it is very difficult for the first person to see what they are going through. They can experience something and then they will forget whether it is good or bad. That's why they are going in circle. But a third person can actually see the general direction of certain individual if observed clearly. So a spiritual process allows one to see oneself as a third person and then observe the general direction of the life so that they can cross correct their direction of life. But it's not possible for many individuals. And when we go and tell them about this, they might say that it's not necessary for them, or even if they have certain kind of awareness, a pinch of awareness, they will go back sleeping again. And same thing like I was mentioning earlier, that like some people goes to the cremation ground, they feel certain kind of dispassion for a moment, and then the moment they come out, within a minute time, they get engaged in the digital media, mobile phones, and everything. If they were untouched by all this kind of thing, that would have been better. But they have been insensitive to that. If you are insensitive to this kind of stuff, then you will miss life. Only psychological affair will be left, which of course is engaged with the bombarding of information. And why I'm saying this is because, let's say you don't want to meditate, that is completely fine. You don't want to do any kind of spiritual process, that is also completely fine. It's down to the individual, how they want to live their life. But the basic survival process is in the risk at the moment, which is basically the soil health. As we know, all the scientists as well as the major international agencies are saying that we only have crop production of up to harvesting of up to maximum of 60 years, but it's not going to be like the harvesting is going to maintain the same way as it is now until 60 and it will become zero. It's not going to like that. It is going to decline rapidly, and after 60 years we may not be able to grow anything, which basically means a lot of suffering is going to happen. Forget about the spiritual dimension for now. Even the most tangible physical suffering will be there. And within 20 years, it is being said that 9.3 billion has to fight for 60% of the food that we have now. So it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrific. And it pains me that even the spiritual seekers, even the people who are self-proclaimed spiritual seekers, volunteers, social activists, are completely ignored this thing. They might say that a capsule for a day or a single tweet, but it is very sad. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. We need to slow down in terms of population creation also. Otherwise, it's going to be a remote possibility, even though like I'm putting as much as I can, my effort. And I can see like a certain positive changes. 74 nations are on board and a lot of things are going to happen, but spiritual process is the individual affair. But this thing, there is zero margin for error. We cannot fail. We cannot fail this one. If you fail, people who are evolved spiritually, they know their responsibility is theirs. Should I laugh or cry? I can feel the spiritual, feel the suffering in the making. There are millions and millions of people who are still unaware, the children who are unaware. There are millions of children who are in the making, unaware that their food security is in the risk, and it's the truth. So if you're watching this video, you know what you need to do. Sadhguru has been mentioning that every day. But the way the things are evolving around me, people are going back to sleep quickly. Not only other people, nearly like 99% of the people are aware of this problem, but we're still waiting for someone to come and save. It's not possible, because just like Sadhguru mentions that there is only you and me. If we don't make it happen, it's not going to make it happen. Yeah, there were like plenty of volunteers around me where they're throttling also, but they are also, slowing down. It's painful to see. Whew. It's painful to see. I'll be the one person standing as far as at least the limitless responsibility, because the pain within me is not my pain. Because of the grace of Sadhguru and then the sadhana, what he has bestowed, and other masters, the suffering is not possible for me. I'm sacrificing a huge chunk of sadhana, for this to make it happen. Wow. That's it for this video. I know we can avoid this, just like we did with the Montreal Protocol, where there was a huge wall in the southern pole, and we can do this. But anyone who knows this disaster in the making, you know what you need to do. Namaskar.